He basically yesterday accused the hospital of padding the numbers they need because they were trying to sell or send it out the back door, the masks. How do you go from using 20,000 masks to 300,000 masks? Can't be done. Go investigate that. You go investigate that. You have your military or FEMA investigate that. That's your job. You're in charge of this. If this is a war, they're stealing your supplies, what do? You tell the media to go investigate it? What, and get back to you in 6 weeks or 2 months? As more people die on a daily basis?
This is iconic sports radio host Mike Francesa.
We're watching people die, and now we know people who die. And we're not seeing 1 or 2 people die now in our neighborhood. We're seeing them die by the 10s and 20s by the day.
Fed up with his pal, Donald Trump.
They're bringing people out of the hospital in Queens in body bags. 5 minutes from where he grew up.
And finally seeing the Trump administration for what it is.
Treat this like the crisis it is.
Last night, his trademark anger was directed right at this White House, at this president.
It was such a big and surprising story that MSNBC even did a full 3-person panel on it. Admittedly,
I voted for Trump last time. Okay.
He supported Donald Trump in the past election, even going as far to say,
I do not think he will be impeached by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think anybody believes that he will be impeached. I don't think he will be. So I think this is a colossal waste of time.
So for Trump to lose Francesa,
ask the nurses and the doctors in that hospital if it's right now. They know it's not.
Is a big counter endorsement, per se, for the anti-MAGA crowd. To paint the picture, Francesa was more recognized than many athletes in New York. Have you seen Uncut Gems? The bookie running the restaurant? That's Mike Francesa. He is a staple. He is a celebrity. He is a legend in the industry of sports broadcasting.
All the patients in this room, all the feet that you see, they all have COVID.
We had to get a refrigerated truck to store the bodies.
Francesa, a New Yorker through and through, has seen Donald Trump turn his back on his fellow East Coasters, favoring red states like Kentucky and Florida for medical supplies over blue states that went against him in the 2016 election. Seriously, that's how petty and authoritarian the president is.
God gave us grace on November 8, 2016.
So there goes Trump, being the opportunist he is, presenting the My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, who went from crack addict to multimillionaire, a man who will pay $1 million in penalties and fines over misleading marketing and inappropriate health claims with no reliable scientific evidence, including touting My Pillow as the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation, but failing to disclose its financial connection with the group as required by law.
MyPillow is laying off about 150 employees. They say it's all in an effort to actually grow their business.
As Vox's Aaron Rupar notes, this barely 6 months after Lindell credited Trump's tax cuts for creating a new economic boom, a guy who was given an F rating by the Better Business Bureau, and of course, a frequent Trump Mar-a-Lago visitor.
They don't have the supplies they need. So don't give me the My Pillow guy doing a song and dance up here on a Monday afternoon when people are dying in Queens.
To which Francesa called out, rightfully so. Here's just my question. Why was this the straw, Mike? It wasn't the 20-plus women accusing Trump of a form of sexual assault and or sexual misconduct. It wasn't calling Nazis fine people. It wasn't aligning with white supremacists, including the addition of Sebastian Gorka and lizard man Stephen Miller in his administration. It wasn't the funneling of taxpayer dollars to keep his properties afloat.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
It wasn't his remarks about the exonerated five, or demanding black workers at his casinos off the floor. How about when he said, black guys counting my money, I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. I think the guy is lazy, and it's probably not his fault because laziness is a trait in blacks. That didn't ring any alarms, Mike. Not his anti-climate change, pro-NRA, cutting food stamps for the poor rhetoric. Not his cronies fighting for big corporations in the stimulus bill while we get literally barely a single crumb. Not his remarks about Native Americans in 1992. A man who said he couldn't rape E. Jean Carroll because, quote, she's not my type. The Access Hollywood tape. In conclusion, I'm glad you finally saw the writing on the wall, but this should have happened countless years ago.